lives on in the lives he touched. Rest well, say, until we meet again. Such a fine gentleman, knowledgeable, yet humble. When I heard you inform your clerical staff that you will be going to Obuasi the following day and that you will not be at work, it affirmed my belief that you were affable. How many of our ministers interact with their clerks that way? We lost gold. You were more precious than gold. You created a work environment where we were ready to die for the job. May God keep you safe. Rest well, our hero. Rest well, Honorable. Dr. Edward Omaniboama was an open and an all-inclusive minister. As the Minister for Defense, he brought a complete change to the ministry. His persona, general outlook, and operation emanated intelligence, professionalism, commitment, and dedication. He was kind and ensured that all staff were included in almost every activity and decision-making. He was very knowledgeable in his work and tried to carry everyone along. He will be greatly missed. May the good Lord receive his soul. Dr. Edward Kofi Omaniboama was a remarkable leader whose passion, dedication, and kindness left an indelible mark on all who encountered him. From his inspiring presentation at CAPC in 2016, where his enthusiasm for national development shone through, to his warm welcome at the Ministry of Defense, he embodied excellence and compassion. His sudden passing is not only a profound loss to the nation, but also a deeply personal one for those who had the privilege of working alongside with him.
Thank you, and we'll now take our next institutional reflection from the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. And the speaker is the Chief Director of the Ministry, Madam Suwaiba Adam. And while Madam Adam is coming over to the podium, the representative for the Ghana Armed Forces, Air Commodore Matthias Ewua, will be on standby. We'll take a reflection from the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, from the Chief Director of the Ministry, Madam Suwaiba Adam. It's a 2-minute reflection. Thank you.
Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Lordina Mahama, First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency former President J.A. Kufuor, His Excellency former Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, Speaker of Parliament, His Lordship, the Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni, the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra, Honorable Ministers of State, Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, diplomatic corps and ambassadors, Nime, Name, and other traditional leaders present here, members of Brief family, distinguished guests, media present, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, I'm honored to present these reflections on the professional life of Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Ibrahim, Member of Parliament and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. If there is one major reflection we would like to share about the Honorable Minister, it is the speed with which he sought to transform the environment, science, and technology landscape of our country. For this reason, he did not think that anything about the sector should wait for tomorrow, as everything was urgent. Honorable Murtala can best be described as a visionary leader, a devoted public servant, a true patriot, and indeed a comrade. His favorite way of addressing people and the way he loved to be addressed himself. Everyone is a comrade to Honorable Murtala. The Honorable Minister, within the first 3 months of his appointment, initiated and launched the biannual Environment, Science and Technology BEST Forum in June 2025 and has set the stage for the main BEST Forum in the week of 15th of September 2025 to institutionalize the annual engagement amongst researchers, academia, and industry for Ghana's technological innovation and socio-economic transformation. The Minister was passionate about policy developments. Within the first half of the year 2025, he personally saw to the development and completion of key policy documents that has received cabinet approval. Punctuality was his trademark. He consistently reported to work as early as 6:30 a.m. and at most 7:30 a.m. I personally share my experience with him. As a chief director, when I was posted to the ministry, the first day I reported at 8 o'clock. I found Minister Murtala on his table. The next day I reported at 7:30. Again, he was in the office before me. On the third day I reported at 7 o'clock. I still came and met him on his table. The rest of the story is mine to hold. I then advised myself. He spends his early hours of the day to respond to official emails and other relevant correspondences before attending to activities of the day. Most of the time, he juggled responsibilities between office, parliament, and the presidency. He was hospitable, accommodating and receptive to stakeholders of the ministry. He hosted and engaged several guests, including diplomats, civil society groups, and individuals offering to support and collaborate with the ministry in the areas of environmental management, science, and technology. It is therefore not surprising that in one of such collaborative ventures, the Honorable Minister lost his life. He was multitasked to the admiration of everybody and never seemed exhausted. He was often seen driving himself
Our
to
next
work
reflection
and
will
made
be read
the rest
by Air Commodore Matthias Ewa. Our
and
next
made
reflection will be
the
read
rest of us
by Air Commodore Matthias Ewa on
wonder
behalf
whether
of
we
the
needed
Ghana
pretty
Armed
detail.
Forces.
Engaging warmly and openly with all manners of people, including citizens, junior staff, traditional leaders, and international dignitaries. He fostered trust, strengthened collaborations across agencies, and helped bridge the gap between government and the people. Honorable was an ardent advocate for youth empowerment and gender equity. He will not review a proposal without wearing his gender and youth lens. He inspired a new generation of public sector managers. The impact of his leadership will continue to be felt through numerous national programs and initiatives that he helped shape. His exemplary character, astute intellect, and unwavering sense of duty earned him respect across political divide and endeared him to colleagues, staff, and development partners and the broader Ghanaian public. His demise is not only a tremendous loss to MES, but also a monumental one to Ghana and the African continent, especially in the area of environment, science, and technology leadership. As we come to terms with this devastating tragedy, We take solace in the legacy he leaves behind, a legacy of integrity, humility, service, inclusivity, visionary leadership, and steadfast commitment to sustainable development. His memory will forever linger in the work we do at MEST and in the hearts of the countless lives he touched. May the Almighty Allah grant Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad eternal rest in Jannatul Firdaus. May his spirit continue to guide and inspire.
We will now have our next reflection read by Air Commodore Matthias Ewa on behalf of the Ghana Armed Forces. This will be followed by the National Security Coordinator, who will be on standby. Once again, we will take remarks from Air Commodore Matthias Ewa on behalf of the Ghana Armed Forces, and the National Security Coordinator will be on standby to deliver his remarks for the National Security Council Secretariat.
His Excellency of the Republic of Ghana, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, I stand on the already established existing protocol. Tribute by the Ghana Armed Forces to the late squadron leader, Peter Bafemi Anala, GH 4281. With deep sorrow and heavy hearts, the Ghana Armed Forces pays tribute to squadron leader Peter Bafemi Anala, a gallant officer and distinguished pilot who tragically lost his life in a helicopter crash on 6 August 2025. His sudden departure is an irreplaceable loss to the service, the Ghana Armed Forces, and the nation as a whole. He was commissioned into the Operations Branch on 17th October 2014. Squadron leader Anala exemplified exceptional skill, discipline, and dedication. His professional achievements were underpinned by rigorous training, both locally and abroad. These included the private pilot rotor license, instrument rating, and commercial pilot rotor helicopter license from Florida in the United States of America. He held a Master of Science in Air Transportation and Aviation from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He had certificates in digital and technological challenges in the maritime sector, certificates in fundamentals of accident investigations, applied aircraft investigation, safety and accident investigation from the Cranfield University from the United Kingdom. Beyond his technical competence, he was a husband, father, mentor, and a man of deep faith, whose leadership inspired young officers. Rest in peace, Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala. Your duty is done. Your legacy endures forever. Next, late Flying Officer Manai Chum Ampedu, GH 5426. With solemn reverence and heavy hearts, the Ghana Armed Forces pays tribute to Flying Officer Manai Chum Ampedu, a brilliant and promising young officer whose life was tragically cut short on the 6th August 2025 air crash. His passing is a deep loss to the service, the Ghana Armed Forces, and the nation. He was commissioned into the Operations Branch of the Ghana Air Force as part of regular career course 61. Flying Officer Ampedu graduated from the Royal Air Force Academy in the United Kingdom on 8th April 2021. A top performer in his class, he combined intelligence, skills, and determination, quickly earning respect as a capable aviator and dependable co-pilot. His thirst for knowledge and technical proficiency set him apart even among his peers. Beyond his professional excellence, he was a loyal comrade, a willing mentee, a source of encouragement to all. His humility, warmth, and comradeship left an enduring impact on those who served with him. He was married to a naval officer. Rest in peace, Flying Officer Manai Chum Ampedu. Your wings may rest but your spirit soars forever. Finally, late 202154 Sergeant Mensah Addo Ernest. It is with profound grief that the Ghana Armed Forces honors the memory of Sergeant Mensah Addo Ernest, a dedicated aviation technician whose life was tragically cut short on 6 August 2025. His passing is a profound loss to his unit, the service, and the nation. Sergeant Mensah was recruited into the Ghana Air Force on 22nd July 2011. He served with diligence and professionalism. He honed his expertise through intermediate avionics technician and the advanced avionics technician courses at the Ghana Air Force Aviation College. He served on international peacekeeping duty with the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon and was awarded the Uniform Medal on 29th May 2020. A man of calm demeanor, Sergeant Mensah Addo's service was marked by technical competence, loyalty, and unwavering commitment to duty. He was recently married. Rest in peace, Sergeant Mensah Addo. Your mission is complete. Your legacy stands forever. May their memories be a blessing and their contributions to the country's development be remembered for generations to come. Amen.
Thank you. The next reflection will be on behalf of the National Security Council Secretariat, to be read by the National Security Coordinator, COP Abdul Razak Osman. And while he's coming up, we want the Honorable Hajia Ladi, MP for Pusiga, to be on standby to read the reflection of Parliament of Ghana. So this is for the National Security Council Secretariat. It's a 3-minute reflection.
Eulogy for Alhaji Sandampewura Muhammad Limuna Muniru. Today we gather to honor the life of Alhaji Sandampewura Muhammad Limuna Muniru, a scholar and statesman whose humility, vision, and strength of character touched countless lives. Born on August 8, 1967 in Damongo, Langbonto, Savannah region, Alhaji Munira's early education in Tamale led him to the University of Ghana and later to the prestigious London School of Economics, where he earned a master's degree in health policy, planning, and financing. From his earliest days, his life was defined by diligence, intellect, and an unwavering commitment to service. Throughout his distinguished career spanning decades, he served in several capacities, including Northern and Upper East Regional Minister, Minister for Food and Agriculture, and most recently, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator, responsible for human security. In every role, he demonstrated not just competence but devotion, serving with professionalism, tact, and pragmatism. Alhaji Munira was a strategic thinker who recognized that security in the modern age is not only about the strength of armed forces, but also about addressing the deeper challenges of human security. Long before non-kinetic operations and human security became a common terminology in the national security intelligence policies, he championed strategies rooted in prevention, dialogue, and intelligence, social cohesion and social economic development, and strong institutions. His NGO, the Tamanwuta Foundation, brought these ideas to life, providing water and livelihood support to deprived communities. At the National Security Secretariat, he initiated and redesigned frameworks that integrated prevention and socio-economic development and strategic communication. Today, as we mourn, we also commit to carrying forward his vision for a safer, more just, and resilient Ghana. May his legacy of humility, commitment, and service continue to inspire us, and may Almighty Allah grant him Jannatul Firdaus. Amen.
We now invite Honorable Hajia Ladi, MP for Pusiga, to read the reflection on behalf of the Parliament of Ghana.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, all protocol observed. I stand here with a heavy heart to give reflections about Comrade Murtala. It's very difficult for me, and yet I have been called upon. Murtala was one who would always pat my shoulder, say, Hajia, I have come. Say, come on, stop. With our jokes as a playmate, I can confidently say, if for nothing at all, Murtala was a true Muslim, always quoting the Quran, even on the floor of Parliament when he was debating, and ensuring that he translated it. I reflect the way and manner in which he would present his debates with facts and ensure that he quotes from the necessary references. I recall the fact that he is a person who accepts wherever he slipped. When even he was talking, he would quickly correct himself and make sure he says it as it is. The last time we sat together during a debate, I recall him saying National Democratic Party, and as colleagues tried to correct him, he quickly said, I am not a pot of knowledge. I come to learn and to be able to say it and do it as it is. So he quickly said National Democratic Congress. And he added, without forgetting where he is coming from, his humble beginnings, he said, I attended Kulukuli Primary with Honorable Haruna Idrisu. He is here. We laughed over his jokes. He was so much into duty, such that ever since I have known him for not less than 30 years, I have never witnessed a situation where he has not been readily available and where he will not apologize if even he was late. Your Excellency, the aura with which Murtala will present his speech makes everyone want to listen to him. He was a comrade to the extent that every youth that listened to him during media interactions will say, that is someone I want to be my mentor, or this is my mentor. When you ask who is that, they will tell you, Comrade Murtala. Murtala, I know, I believe, as a Muslim myself, that it is but death. We know that we Muslims, we say, Kanu inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. From the dust we came, from the dust we shall return. We have no power. All for us is to pray. Pray for you, pray for your soul, and say, may Allah sallallahu wa ta'ala grant you Jannah along with your colleagues. And I pray Kul huwa Allahu ahad Allahu samad lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Thank you very much.
Director General in charge of Finance and Administration, NADMO. Mr. Samuel Abuaje was the Deputy Director General in charge of Protocol, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO. Before his demise, Mr. Abuaje, as was affectionately called by all staff and management of NADMO, was a very dedicated person, a senior staff member who was willing and ready to accept any responsibility that was assigned him by the Director General. Mr. Abuaje was the youngest of all the Deputy Director Generals, yet he was more influential because of his humility and his passion to drive everybody along. His dedication to duty is what has actually led all of us to this point. I recall the last day before his demise when the Director General invited him to discuss this important assignment that the President and all stakeholders involved in the illegal mining were to embark in Obuasi, was seeking his view who should go. Out of his same dedication and humility, Abuaje did not relent, but did not even allow the Director General land, but opted that, "Sir, I would go. Remember, that is my constituency." And the Director General, Major Retired Dr. Kuyon, responded that, "Oh yes, I just recall, and I think the President will be really happy to see you, knowing that that is your constituency. So yes, you have to go. So represent all of us, NADMO, and be part of this program." So this is just to tell you how willing Abuaje was at any point in time to be called on duty, and that has led to this so far. We miss him so much at the National Disaster Management Organization. We know that Ghana will miss him. His family, we cannot even imagine, but for us in NADMO, Abuaje left with us a very good legacy.
thank the National Disaster Management Organization, Parliament of Ghana, the National Security Council Secretariat, the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and the Ministry of Defense for the institutional reflections. They were part of us in the service of Ghana. Before the family reflections, we'll take a musical interlude from a distinguished classical and arts musician widely regarded for his rare artistry and academic excellence. He is a senior lecturer in the Department of Music at the University of Ghana. Let's welcome for the musical interlude Dr. Alfred Patrick Adakwe.
Onipa beye bio nenye ninara. Onipa beye bio nenye ninara. Awura beye bio. Awura beye bio. Onipa beye bio nenye ninara. Awura amwo fenidie. Awura amwo dinidie. Awura sikani diebe. Owura nyansa ne diebe ene yepe owura nenwa kasa ehina yebe huno yepe owura hina yebe huno oduma huma wo diniko owura da prene siedo owura beye bio onipa beye bio nenye ninara owure Onipa beye bio nenye ninaro. Time to say goodbye.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the family reflections. Before they were heroes, they were ours. This is what the families of our fallen heroes would say. The first family reflection will be done by Honorable Sam George, the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram Pram and Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations. And he will be doing this reflection for Dr. Edward Omani Boama.
Edward Kofi Omani Boama. Where do I start? And how do I begin? A man of depth, intelligence, and wisdom. A soul calm as the ice, but fierce as fire. My boss, my big brother, my guide. Omani was humanity personified, concerned even about the minutest details of those he loved and cared about. His attention to detail was par excellence and second to none I have known. Omani understood what it meant to care, and care he did. Family was everything to the man. He would always admonish me to spend time with my wife and kids. I remember walking into his quaint living room at 4:30 a.m. in November 2015. And there he was marking pre-exam questions for his kids before they went to school, and he to the ministry. Omani's love for our country was only surpassed by his deep love for Rita, his dear wife, and Ekia, Ama, and Yao, his children and world. They were everything to him. This ethos he imbibed into me in every single conversation we had. Sam, how are Vera and the kids? Sam, spend more time with the children. Sam, there's no better home teacher for the kids than you and Vera. Who would you call, or who would call me now to ask me of my kids' academic performance? Kofi. I remember with fondness our 2 dinners this past May. Myself, you, Obobia, and Joyce Bauer, and the conversations on life and the future that we had planned. How could you have abandoned us, Kofi? This was not the script nor the plan. Our hearts are broken in ways we never imagined, and our spirits are pained beyond words can describe. We are left with but memories of you, your smile, your wits and quips, your legacy. Yes, Omani's legacy. It is written in the many lives he touched and impacted, a legacy of selfless living. Kofi, they say you are gone, but you live in all of us. The world bids you farewell, but we refuse to let you go, those of us who know you. We refuse to let go of the values you not just taught us, but lived. Thank you, Kofi, for everything. Thank you for helping me with my first cabinet memo. Thank you for proofreading many of my speeches. Unfortunately, you couldn't do this one. Thank you for prepping me for many of my TV shows. Thank you for being my compass and guiding light in the mazy haze of politics. Thank you for simply being you. Edward Kofi Omani Boamah. Comrades, activate all body cameras.
Thank you. The next family reflection will be read by Ibrahim Mohammed Baba for Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed. And we will have Honorable Alhaji Baba standing by to continue, and he will be reading that one for Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna. So this is for Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, to be read by Ibrahim Mohammed Baba.
قيما لينذر بأسا شديدا من لدنه ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا حسنا ماكثين فيه أبدا.
Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency, the former President, President J. Kufuor, His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I wish to express what the family feels, and I have no doubt that on a day like this, Honorable Mutala Mohammed would have told anyone, Inna Allah ma as-sabirin. Indeed, God is with the patient. He was a man whose life was a theater of action. He was a forgiving man. How could you not be forgiven when you have 24 siblings? He was a forgiving man because we saw it in the way he dealt with partners and opponents alike in politics. He was so forgiving to the extent that whenever Honorable Mutala had any issue with anyone in politics, ordinarily people expect you to take sides. We as a family did not take sides, because whenever you took side, the next moment he's with the same person he was having issues with. That was how forgiving he was. Honorable Murtala Mohammed was resilient. Most people did not know before he went to training college, teacher training college. He tried 2 years consecutively to enlist into the Ghana Armed Forces, but he did not get it. And he never gave up. He went to teacher training college, and by the time he completed teacher training college, a good friend of his had inspired her with the idea that he was applying to go to the university. He did that. He had always encouraged me. He has always encouraged the family. He had always believed with the humble background and the humble beginning, education was the best foot, the best way forward. I would also wish to say he was kind, he was generous, and there is this incident I always remember. He made us believe that he loved family, and indeed he loved family. But he also made us understand that he loved his constituents. His constituents was his second family, and he made huge sacrifices. I remember when he lost Nanton, he was on his way to doing water infrastructure. He knew he was going to be out of parliament for 4 years. He personally sold a land he had bought for his own project to complete the water infrastructure for the people of Nanton. That was the man he is. That is the man he was. As we speak today, we can only hope and pray that the whole of Ghana, the whole of the world, reflect on the life he led, reflect on the sacrifices he made, reflect on his forgiving nature, and then do what we have to do to make Ghana a better place.
Our next family reflection will be read by Honorable Alhaji Baba for Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna. We also ask that Benjamin Wayo be on standby. Honorable Alhaji Baba will read the family reflection for Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Limuna.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Madam Lordina Mahama, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, Your Excellency, the President of Sierra Leone, President Julius Maada, Your Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, John Ajekum Kufuor, Your Excellency, the former President, former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Judiciary, the Acting Chief Justice, Honorable Members of Parliament, Honorable Ministers of State, our revered Chief of Staff, the National Chairman of our party, the General Secretary of our party, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. I stand here as the most appropriate family member to share some reflections on behalf of Honorable Mohammed Muniru, the former acting national coordinator in charge of security. Honorable Alhaji Muniru was born on the 8th of August 1967. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Limuna had a deep sense of humility, a deep sense of integrity. He was religious and compassionate. Honorable Limuna was courageous, incorruptible, and above all, God-fearing. He was a leader who inspired so many people, not only within our family, but in the larger communities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, he was a proud father of not only the 4 that we call his biological children, but he was a father for all. Anybody who came into contact with Honorable Limuna felt the warmth, his love, his kindness, his humility, and integrity. Your Excellency, on the 6th of this month, in the morning when Honorable Limuna was on his way to the airport, I placed a call to him to tell him that for the past 2 days, I have not heard from you. He said, Babs, I've been very busy with my new role. We have to make a difference. I have to support my boss to make a difference. That is why it has taken us 3 days and I've not been able to get in touch with you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we spoke until he was about to embark on the aircraft when he said, please, Alhaji Baba, I will want to meet you this evening. Try and close early and let us have a meeting after dinner. I was on my way to Obuasi to return.
Thank you so much, Honorable Alhaji, for your reflection. We will now hear from Mr. Benjamin Wayo, who is giving a family reflection for Samuel Abuaji. Benjamin Wayo, for a 2-minute family reflection for Samuel Abuaji. And Mr. Emmanuel Sapong will stand by to deliver his family reflection after Mr. Benjamin Wayo has done so. So Benjamin Wayo for Samuel Abuaji. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm doing it on behalf of the family. My name is Dr. Frank Amokohene, Ashanti Regional Minister. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, kindly permit me to continue on the already established protocol. It is often said that the hour of death cannot be foretold. Though we acknowledge this truth, but we did not believe that such moments will come so soon. Never did we imagine that we will gather here today to mourn our beloved son, a colleague and a friend, Honorable Samuel Abuaji, affectionately called by the family Adukwaku. He was born on 23rd December 1990, and Samuel is a true testimony of humility, service, and ambition. We attended the same school at the Accra Business School, and all his mates and all his childhood friends know Samuel for how humble and caring he is. He carried himself with gentleness and respect, never allowing position, privilege, or opportunity to make him arrogant. He had passion for business and also for football and leadership. In politics, Samuel was a committed member and a servant of the National Democratic Congress and served as parliamentary candidate for the NDC in 2020 and in 2024. And I had the privilege of working with him as regional secretary in the 2024 elections. And his dedication to serving the good people of Obuasi East and Adansi Asokwa can never be undervalued. To us, the youth of Ghana, we say that Samuel, we have lost a bright and a promising leader, a young leader who has proved that politics could be about service, humility, and integrity. His story reminds us that leadership is not measured in years lived, but in lives touched. Samuel, your wife Abigail will miss you. Your two daughters will definitely miss you. Mother will miss you. The family will miss you. NDC will miss you. NADMO will miss you. And of course, Ghana will miss you. We say rest in power.
Our next reflection will be read by Emmanuel Sapong for Samuel Sapong. Emmanuel Sapong will read our next family reflection for Samuel Sapong. And we ask Percy Anala to be on standby. Again, Emmanuel Sapong will read our next family reflection for Samuel Sapong. Regional Minister will read the family reflection for Samuel Sapong.
Thank you very much. I stand in again for the family of Dr. Samuel Sapong. They missed their flight and could not join us today. Dr. Samuel Sapong, born at Drabin in the Setre area of the Ashanti region, was a statesman, a father, and a pillar, not only for the NDC, but also for the family. He started his public service very early in Drabin and also worked for various state institutions, including the Serious Crime Office, and through that supported not only the region and Ghana, but also supported the good people of Drabin and his family. Mother at 90 years, least expected that she will be burying her very dear son, Honorable Samuel Sapong, on this sad note. Together with the other family members, we least expected that just that morning, after he had communicated that right from Obuasi he will be coming home to his beloved wife and family, we would rather not see him after the Obuasi incident, but be gathered here in mourning him. For us, as good people of Ashanti region, Honorable Samuel Sapong has paid his dues beyond that of Asanteman and that of the Republic of Ghana. Because he did not only serve the NDC, but served government in various capacities as the Kumasi mayor during the NDC to His Excellency John Ivas Atamils, and also served as regional minister under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama between 2013 and 2017. While serving as regional minister at the Ashanti region, His Excellency the President reshuffled him to serve again as the Central Regional Minister during that course of his service. Before the end of that tenure of His Excellency the President, he reassigned him to serve as the chairman for the State Housing Company Limited. During the time in opposition, Dr. Samuel Sarpong did not relent on his effort in making sure that His Excellency the President is re-elected. During the election period, he was all out, for which reason the party hierarchy, i.e. the chairman, Johnson Asidun Ketia, through the FEC, appointed him to serve as the first vice chairman of the National Democratic Congress. He did not hesitate on executing any assignment that was given to him as first vice of the party and also in service of the Republic of Ghana. Today, we were sad as a family to be announced to us by the chairman of the NDC that at that moment when he took his appointment letter to serve again under this government, is that very period where we stand here in sorrow and in mourning him. We believe so much that that service and that recognition means so much to us as a family, and we believe so much that his service and his example will lead and will motivate us and make sure that we serve Ghana with loyalty and serve Ghana passionately and selflessly. Dr. Samuel Sarpong, may you rest in perfect peace. Thank you.
Thank you. The next family reflection will be for Squadron Leader Peter Anala, to be read by Percy Anala.
A tribute from the heartbroken families. Today, we gather not just to mourn, but to honor the lives of three extraordinary souls: our beloved squadron leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manien Chum Ampop Ampedu, and Sergeant Mensa Ado Ernest, who were taken from us far too soon on that fateful day, August 6, 2025. What was to be a routine and short VIP flight turned out to be their last task. The skies wept as their helicopter fell, leaving behind a void no words can fill. To the world, they were skilled aviators and engineers, a brave captain and his crew, doing what they have been trained and conditioned to do as part of their responsibilities as guardians of our nation's safety. But to us, they were so much more. They were the laughter at family gatherings, the steady hands that held our hours in times of fear, and the dreams that lit up our homes. They were the first for the family in what they did. Their nephews and nieces discussed them with pride. For them, regardless of the aircraft they identified in the sky, it was their uncle who was flying it. Peter, our devoted husband, doting father, and pillar of strength, you left behind a 2-month-old daughter who will grow up knowing her father was a hero. Manien, you were a dependable co-pilot, dependable husband to your wife, and a dependable son to your parents and family. Ernest, you were a loving son, a brother who always put others first, a friend whose loyalty never wavered. Together, we were more than a crew. You were brothers in arms, bound by duty and camaraderie. We find solace in the memories you gifted us, the pride in your voices when you spoke of your missions, the quiet moments of love tucked between deployments, and the unwavering courage you showed every time you took to the skies. You flew not for glory, but for Ghana, for us, and for the ideals you held dear. The pain of your absence is unbearable, but we refuse to let grief overshadow the light you brought into our lives. We will tell your stories, we will honor your sacrifices, and we will live by the values you embodied: service, love, and resilience. As you soar now on eternal wings, know that your legacy is etched in the hearts of your families, your comrades, and a nation which is forever indebted to your bravery. Rest now, dear ones. Your duty is done. May your souls find peace in the embrace of the Almighty. With endless love, the families of Peter, Manien, and Ernest. Thank you very much.
And that reflection was read for Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Addo. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the National Democratic Congress called them colleagues and comrades. To read reflections from the NDC, we call on Honorable Fifi Fiavi Kwete, General Secretary of the NDC.
The beauty of Israel is lain upon the high places. How are the mighty fallen? Tell it not in the earth, publish it not in the street of Ashkelon. How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished. 2 Samuel 1:19-27. The tragic passing of 5 towering stalwarts of the National Democratic Congress struck like lightning from a clear sky, shaking both the NDC and the nation at large. News of their death was met initially with disbelief, but then sunk in and has left very deep grief in the hearts of the NDC. Even after confirmation, the reality remains very difficult to accept. Why must the good, the selfless, and the brave depart so soon? The answer remains elusive. Dr. Edward Omanibuama, until his passing, was in charge of the NDC Electoral Directorate. And his contribution was enormous. He was the very heart of everything that we did, as far as the day-to-day electoral activity of the party was concerned. May his memory be a blessing. Dr. Ibrahim Murtala, from his time as Secretary General of the All African Student Union, through Parliament, to becoming first a Deputy Minister, an MP, first in Nanton in 2012, and now Tamale Central, remains a true comrade, a man who loves to go by the title Comrade Murtala, which reflected his deep belief in solidarity and collective struggle. Dr. Samuel Sapon, a stalwart of our party in the Ashanti region, forged through the PNDC era, and as a former police officer, that discipline, punctuality, reliability, and sense of duty stayed with him throughout until his untimely demise. He was a dependable servant of the party, a man who truly embodied service above all. Alhaji Mohammed Muniru Limuna, a devout Muslim, philanthropist, seasoned public servant, a deep and strong member of our party. We want to remember his memory as well and pray that his memory remains a blessing. Honorable Samuel Abwaje Kweku Edu, who rose to contest the Obuasi East parliamentary seats both in the 2020 and 2024 election, and subsequently was appointed by President Mahama to become the Deputy Director General of NADMO, where he served with energy until his untimely passing. May his memory be a blessing as well. These 5 men embodied the very lifeblood of our party, each unique yet united by their commitment to our party's ideals. They shone brightly in the public eye and worked diligently to ensure that NDC is where we are today. In that final moment, the journey that took them was the journey that centered around gold. How gold has become, instead of a blessing that it was meant to be for our country, it has become a means by which poison is affecting our country's waters, forests, lands, which is the very degeneration that has happened to our country. Their lives have been lost in an effort to ensure that gold again became a true blessing for our country. What we can do in order to honor their memory is to ensure that this battle is waged until gold again become a true essence of this beautiful nation. Gold become the true embodiment of what this nation was meant to become. A true golden nation that is supposed to inspire not just the West African region, Africa and beyond. May the Almighty grant them eternal rest. May their memories remain a light for all who labor in the vineyard of our great party. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy shall come in the morning. Killers may go, killers may come, but the fire of the revolution shall abide. Thank you.
We will now take a reflection from Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Let's welcome Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman.
President of the Republic of Ghana, please allow me to stand on the protocol established and to go on to make my reflections. This is not a time for perfect words, nor a time for the right thoughts, because there are none. Many of us here have experienced our departed colleagues in different places and times, in many ways and forms, even contexts, however momentarily, however lengthy. Those experiences now crystallize into memories, those that we now hold and those that we can latch onto. But the conclusions always cuts both ways. Should we ask our colleagues who usually would have been with us at public events such as this, I believe they would have their stories too, personal, formal, intimate or otherwise, of their encounters with us, those who mourn them today. Just that we cannot hear their voices, we cannot share their narrative now. But we recognize the quality of the material they brought to the national table, which is the agenda for development. They have played their roles, and admirably so. They have served their nation and humanity well. How about us? What we feel, and palpably so, is the bewilderment, the confusion, the anger, the sadness, the denial, the grief, maybe acceptance at some point. What we know now are emotions that are expressing themselves from many quarters, including grieving parents, family members, siblings, wives, children, colleagues, neighbors, friends, and many others. And many more others who never knew them, but who hurt anyway. We have a nation in mourning. What we anticipate is a demand for answers. Abiding questions may include, why is this happening? Why did this happen? Why now? Why them? What should we do? What should we know? What are the lessons? How should we learn the lessons? How should we apply them? This is definitely not a time for distasteful gloating over the misfortune, for postulation. This is not a time for apportioning blame. It is a time for sober reflection, of paying attention to detail and to facts. A time for ensuring that mishaps are avoided going forward. It is a time for considering if the unhelpful barriers we consciously continue to build and maintain, which persistently divide us as a people, is worth the effort. It is a time for wishing our colleagues who have perished in the line of duty peaceful rest. It is a time for praying for comfort for their families and for everyone. It is a time too for the rest of us, all of us, to renew our pledge to work in ways that truly advance our country, as they have tried to do. Quote, Father, in thy gracious keeping, leave we now your servants sleeping. Thank you very much.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let us now welcome His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, to give us his reflections.
Amen. Kindly resume your seats. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Mrs. Lordina Mahama, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Alban S.K. Bagbin, the Acting Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, and Justices of the Supreme Court and members of the Judiciary, Your Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, John Agyekum Kufuor, Your Excellency, the former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the Chief of Staff, Minister of State, senior government officials, the National Chairman, General Secretary, and members of the National Democratic Congress, members of the Council of State, members of the clergy, both Christian and Muslim, traditional leaders, heads of security services, members of the diplomatic corps, heads of international organizations and agencies, families of our gallant fallen heroes, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, the good people of Ghana. We gather tonight under a cloud of shared grief, our hearts heavy with the profound sorrow that has gripped our nation. The news of the helicopter crash at Adansia Krofom, which tragically claimed the lives of 8 of our beloved citizens, all of whom were proudly serving our great nation, has shattered us to the core. Our nation is indeed in deep mourning. In my official capacity as President of the Republic of Ghana, I wish to extend the sincerest condolences of our nation to the bereaved families, the spouses and children who have lost pillars in their lives, the parents, the siblings grappling with the unimaginable pain, and the countless friends, colleagues, and community members who cherish these dedicated individuals. I pray that the cherished memories of these our loved ones will serve as a guiding light, illuminating a path towards through the darkness and devastation of this national tragedy. But I'm not addressing you today solely in my capacity as President. I stand before you tonight, additionally, and quite humbly, as a person who is also personally grieving the departed. But I'm not interested in addressing you today solely, Each of the 8 individuals on that helicopter was either a friend, a cherished colleague, or a valued citizen of this country that I lead. Indeed, some of them were like close family, like brothers, and so I feel their loss quite deeply. It pains me to think of them reduced today merely to names written and repeated again and again in news reports both here and abroad. There were only a few days ago vibrant lives, each dedicated to a singular cause, the betterment of our country. I want to honor those lives that were lived in full with unwavering passion and a commitment right up until they took their final breaths. We remember Flight Officer Chuman Pedu, Squadron Leader Peter Anala, Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah, Samuel Abwaje, former NDC parliamentary candidate for Boise East and Deputy Coordinator for National Disaster Management Organization, Samuel Sapon, National Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Alhaji Limuna Muniru Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator, Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Ibrahim Mohammed, MP for Tamale Central, and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, and my friend and confidant advisor, Dr. Edward Kofi Omane Boama, serving as our Minister for Defense. What compounds our collective grief and shock as a nation is the sudden, unpredictable, and violent nature of their passing. Culturally, we've become used to preparing for the loss of loved ones, even in brief illnesses. Yet in this increasingly complex and fast-moving world, we're sometimes faced with such sudden bereavement, forcing us to confront how fragile and how fleeting life really is. Here today, gone tomorrow. Recently, in a similar tragic accident, a few days before, we lost 15 of our young citizens, members of a church singing band who had gone to perform at a youth program of their church. Similarly, on that occasion, I expressed my condolences to the bereaved family and placed a personal call to Openyin Abraham, who is the head of the Savior Church in Ghana, to whom these young people belonged. It is at times like this, however, that the true spirit of us as Ghanaians reveal itself. We showcase the profound compassion that we have, our inherent decency, our indomitable resilience, and our deep-seated unity that have come to define our nation, Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, we come together tonight not solely as a nation divided by regions, ethnic groups, or political parties, but as a nation of brothers and sisters held together by the fundamental understanding that we are indeed each other's keepers. Each one of us stands at the center of a vast network of people that extends beyond any single region or ethnic group. That was precisely the case with our 8 brothers we have just lost. Combined, I'm certain that the communities that they touch span the entire width and breadth of this nation, creating an interconnected tapestry of human relations. We're truly one seamless, unified family, and therefore we must not only mourn as one, but commit to healing as one. Their ultimate sacrifice, though painful beyond measure, serves as a powerful reminder of the profound work that remains to be done for Ghana. We know with absolute certainty that they will not want us to be paralyzed by grief. Indeed, they will be the first to urge us to pick up the mantle, to channel our sorrow into renewed determination to get the work done. This is precisely the spirit behind Resetting Ghana agenda. A comprehensive call to reevaluate, to rebuild, and to reignite our collective ambition for a stronger, more prosperous nation. It demands courage, innovation, and an unwavering belief in our shared destiny. Let us therefore transform this profound sorrow into a catalyst for action. Let us honor their memories not just with tears, but with renewed dedication to the very ideals that they lived and died for. Let us recommit ourselves, working tirelessly, transcending our differences and focusing our energies on the monumental task of nation building. They served Ghana with their last breath, and it is our sacred duty to continue that service, to build the Ghana they wanted. a Ghana of opportunity, justice, and prosperity for all our citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks the end of the 3 days of mourning that was declared for our fallen colleagues. We move from grieving to accepting our loss. Following the positive identification of the bodies of our deceased brothers, we will lay the first two of our comrades to rest tomorrow at the military cemetery at Chado. Consultations with families will determine the burial dates of the remaining colleagues. This is the enduring legacy they would expect, the progress they would demand. In closing, I would like to leave you with the poignant words of another native son of ours, one who served this country well, and who was also taken from us suddenly and in an equally violent and shocking manner. And the brief poem is titled, The Journey Beyond. And this son of ours is Professor Kofi Awuno, who was a former member of the Council of State. And I quote, he says, "The howling cry through the doorpost, carrying boiling pots, ready for the feast. Kutsiami, the benevolent boatman, when I come to the river shore, please ferry me across. I do not have tied in my cloth the price of your stewardship," unquote. I'm certain, countrymen and women, that at the end of their passage, our 8 comrades will be met and welcomed on the other shore of the river by Professor Kofi Awuno, who wrote that poem, His Excellency Professor John Evans Atamils, Madame Theodosia Salome Oko, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and all the other past great sons and daughters of our dear nation, Ghana. May the souls of our comrades and colleagues rest in perfect peace. May God bless their families and all who knew and loved them. And may God continue to bless our beloved homeland, Ghana. I thank you.
We will now take the benediction to be pronounced by the Very Reverend Father Ebenezer Akese. The benediction by Very Reverend Father Ebenezer Akese. Kindly take your seats, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, as we wait for the Very Reverend Father Ebenezer Akese to pronounce the benediction on this